Today, Jake Peavy makes his second start of the year as the Red Sox try to win the series against the Texas Rangers. It's next on Nesson. Welcome to Fenway Park. Outside, the atmosphere is festive as we get ready for Game 3 of a 3-game series between the Texas Rangers and the Boston Red Sox. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, the Red Sox have dropped 4 in the last 5 games, and they're trying to get the offense going, especially at the top of the order.
Well, you know, we knew it was going to be a problem, I think, when we lost Jacoby Ellsbury to the New York Yankees in the offseason through free agency. And, you know, there's been a search going on by John Farrell who should be in that leadoff spot. And so far, he's had 3 different guys in that spot. Daniel Nava, Johnny Gomes, and Grady Sizemore, and all to this point have struggled a little bit from the leadoff spot. Johnny Gomes gets another start here against the left-hander this afternoon. But one of these guys has to get hot because, you know, you've got Pedroia behind him, you've got Ortiz, you've got Napoli who's swinging the bat very well right now. So if you can get that leadoff guy hot, it's going to generate, obviously, more runs for the Boston Red Sox. But we kind of felt coming into the season there would be a search going on, and whoever takes the job, whoever gets hot, is probably going to keep it.
Well, the Red Sox are trying to get the offense going again today. One guy that's got it going on is Mike Napoli. Back-to-back nights with 3 hits. Last night, no different. He'll try to keep it going here late this afternoon. Red Sox and Rangers coming your way next. Series today. The Red Sox trying to get Shane Victorino as soon as possible back in the lineup, and Gary Streisky, he seems like he's getting closer.
Yeah, Don, we're not going to see him today, but when you guys do see him at home and you're thinking to yourself, wow, Shane Victorino is looking a little more svelte, well, that's because he is 8 to 12 pounds is how much weight he lost due to the flu while he was battling that, and of course, treating that hamstring. Still on the disabled list, but he's ready to get back to baseball activities, and our Geico quote of the day.
The important part was not getting anybody else sick and, being clear to that. Starting a little more baseball activity today, getting on the field, jogging, getting this body moving. So, the timetable, I don't know where we're at. Obviously, I want to get back as fast as I can.
Well, he'll be making the trip today with the Red Sox after the ball game to New York to begin the series against the Yankees. We got very good conditions here today in Fenway Park for the final game of this series. 57 degrees, the temperature, breeze from left to right at 18 miles per hour. Pretty good gusts from time to time, and the forecast for partly cloudy. But we got lots of sunshine here at the moment as we get this late day baseball game underway. And as we get this game started, the shadows are covering home plate and about halfway out to the mound. Late day baseball as the Red Sox take the field today. As they do, let's check out the Texas Rangers starting 9. Shin-Soo Choo leading it off and in left field with Elvis Andrus at shortstop batting second. Prince Fielder is the DH in the 3 spot with Alex Rios in right field. Mitch Moreland at first base bats 5th with Donnie Murphy at second base. Leonis Martin in center field bats 7th. He started in game 1, had last night off. Robinson Chirinos does the catching, bats 8th. And Josh Wilson is at third base batting 9th for Texas. And today's Red Sox starting pitcher is presented to you by the New England Audi dealers. Experience the all-new 2015 Audi A3 today. Jake Peavy in his first start of the year was the home opener and the first start of this home stand as he went 6 innings, giving up 2 runs on 6 hits. Ended up throwing 94 pitches against the Milwaukee Brewers in his no decision. And in 5 starts, career at Fenway Park 3-0 with a 3.18 earned run average for Jake Peavy.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They've made 7 errors in the 8 games they've played. Ryan Roberts will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. And Mike Napoli, the first baseman. Left to right, Johnny Gomes, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Daniel Nava. And David Ross gets a stop behind the plate, catching Jake Peavy.
Umpiring crew, Jordan Baker has got the plate calling the balls and strikes with Jerry Meals at first base, Paul Emmel at second base, and Chris Conroy is the umpire at third. This game is available in Spanish. The SAP function is brought to you by the new Captain Morgan White Rum.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
Shin-Soo Choo makes his way to the plate. A .345 start to this season with the Texas Rangers. No homers and 3 runs batted in. Choo having a very good series, very good road trip. He is 7 for 18 so far on the trip for the Rangers, and Jake Peavy's ready. First pitch of the ball game is driven to center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. going back, and it's over his head. Going off the wall and bounce around a bit as Choo heads for second base, and he will stop there with a leadoff double here in the first inning. He jumps on that first pitch and lines it quickly over the head of Jackie Bradley Jr.
He's a guy that's always had good success against Peavy. .429 with a couple of home runs coming into the game. He jumps on that first fastball, and Jackie Bradley Jr. going back, but it's up over his head as he leaps for it. And the leadoff double. Choo now with a 5-game hitting streak.
Runner at second base, nobody out. Elvis Andrus coming up here. Andrus at .313, the home run, and 3 runs batted in. In there for strike 1. And Texas will be headed home after the ball game to begin a homestand tomorrow, while the Red Sox headed to New York to get ready for the Yankee series. Jackie Bradley Jr. over towards right center field. A gap out there in left center for Elvis Andrus. On the ground to first base, Napoli looks the runner back and tags the bag. Choo remained at second base, 1 away.
Yeah, that's a base running mistake by Choo. I mean, Andrus does exactly what he's supposed to do and move the ball to the right side of the infield to advance the runner, but for some reason, Choo decides not to go. I don't think there's any chance Napoli would have had of throwing him out at third base, so a base running blunder by Choo there.
Choo at second base, 1 down. Prince Fielder the batter. Popped up foul, off to the left, out of play. Fielder at 182. No homers and 3 runs batted in. Ended an 0 for 13 drought with the 3rd inning double on Tuesday night. Still 4 for his last 24 in his last 6 games. Pickoff play at second as Chu diving back to the bag. .323 hitter in his career against Boston. Whether it be in Milwaukee or in Detroit or now in Texas. Oh, one pitch chopped right side. Pedroia ranges over and throws out fielder as Chu takes third base with now 2 down. Well, a limited number of Boston Red Sox season ticket plans are now available. Season tickets will soon be capped for the 2014 season, so call or email today for more information. Call 617-226-6888 or email new season tickets at redsox.com to speak to a Red Sox representative and to secure your spot at Fenway Park for all the action and benefits of being a Red Sox season ticket holder. 2 down, Chu at third base, and Alex Rios the batter. Rios in the cleanup spot here today, and he hits a .387 coming in. 4 for 8 in the series, and he's now hit safely in all 8 games. .387 batting average, good for 9th right now in the American League.
Peavy twice trying to pick up that outside corner away from Rios. First time Rios has ever faced Peavy.
Of course, the two were teammates with the Chicago White Sox. Wow, just off the outside edge, apparently 3-0 as he went to the curveball. Peavy wanted it.
Peavy going with the breaking ball on the 2-0 count and apparently just missed the outside corner. Pretty nasty pitch. Peavy wanted it bad.
Ball 4, and he ends up walking Rios on 4 pitches. So a 2-out walk here for Rios. And Ross going to give the infielders some signs here with runners at first and third and 2 down.
Now Rios at first base can run. He does have 1 steal so far this season.
.77% in his career as he gains a short lead at first base, held on by Napoli. Mitch Moreland the batter, first baseman for the Rangers. Moreland had last night off with the lefty Dubron on the mound and jumps on that first pitch, fouling it back. Rangers have been pretty aggressive against Peavy so far. Dave Magadan, the hitting coach for the Rangers, former Red Sox hitting coach. Rangers are 3rd in batting average to begin the year, hitting at .277 as a team. As Peavy misses badly down and away. First and third, 2 down. 1-1 coming to Mitch Moreland, who backs out.
Moreland has 3 hits in his career against Peavy, and 2 of those are home runs.
There goes Rios at first. The pitch is a strike. The throw is going to be not in time, and a stolen base for Alex Rios, who gets into scoring position with 2 down.
At this stage of the game, the Red Sox are certainly going to throw through. No double steal here, just a straight out steal at second base by Rios. Pretty close at second base, but he does pick up his 2nd steal of the year, and now 2 men in scoring position with 2 outs.
Now Ross headed out to talk to Peavy. Don't want to make any mistakes here with 2 in scoring position and 2 down. Ahead of Moreland, a ball and 2 strikes. Moreland has hit safely in his last 7 games against Boston, hitting at .458 in his last 7 games against the Red Sox. Outside for ball 2. Inside, full count.
That almost got Moreland right off the elbow. He must put the elbow right into the baseball as his fastball was inside. Just getting it out of the way in time.
Moreland batting now. Donnie Murphy waiting on deck. There are 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. Wind blowing straight in now as it is shifting out there, kind of a swirling wind. And a swing and a miss. Gets away briefly from Ross. He'll have to throw to first and does to end the inning. Peavy with a strikeout. The Rangers leave 2 in scoring position. The Red Sox are coming up. With the first inning, it's kind of a selfie, but both of us have one apparently, Jerry, as it works out.
Yes, and we cut each other out halfway out of the picture anyway.
That's on to the bottom of the first, and Johnny Gomes to lead it off here for Boston. Gomes, Pedroia, and Ortiz. And jumping back out of the way is Gomes. Let's take a look at the starter for the Rangers today. Robbie Ross, presented by Nissan. No decision against Philadelphia. 5 innings, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He threw 97 pitches. On the ground at third base, Josh Wilson in time to get Johnny Gomes for the first out. Let's check out the rest of the Red Sox starting 9. Gomes just let it off. He's in left field with Dustin Pedroia at second base. David Ortiz, the DH, bats third with Mike Napoli at first base in the cleanup spot. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop with Daniel Nava in right field. Ryan Roberts at third base was 0 for 2 in his debut last night. David Ross does the catching. He bats 8th. And Jackie Bradley Jr. out of the 9 spot in center field. Dustin Pedroia hitting at .289. No homers and a run batted in. Robbie Ross, 24 years of age, and another young starter here for Ron Washington, pitching in Boston. It's been a new-looking rotation for Ron Washington and the Texas Rangers, as that one just off the outside edge. Mike Maddox has work cut out for him this year, the young staff. Robbie Ross has won each of his first 7 career decisions on the road, and here he is on the road again. .270 earned run average over 5 career relief appearances against Boston. His first start against the Red Sox. Last year made a pair of relief appearances in the 5th and 6th. Ground ball down to third again. Josh Wilson there again. 2 down.
Let's take a look at the Texas defense. 10 errors in 8 games. Josh Wilson busy already down at third base. Elvis Andrus the shortstop. Donnie Murphy at second, and Mitch Moreland the first baseman. Left to right, Shin-Soo Choo, Leonis Martin, and Alex Rios. And Robinson, you got it, Don.
Chirinos
doing the catching. I know if I tried it, I'd mess it up again.
2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. David Ortiz coming up. Ortiz takes ball 1. David was 1 for 5 here last night in game 2 of the series. On Wednesday, hit his first home run of the year, passing Cal Ripken Jr. 431 for sole possession of 45th place on the all-time home run list, with the 432nd of his career. Ortiz bats now. Mike Napoli, who had another 3-hit night last night, waits on deck. Ortiz, little dribbler right in front of the plate. The catcher, Chirinos, throws out Ortiz, and Robbie Ross has a 1-2-3 first inning. We'll answer some questions for you on the outfield when we come back. Things could become a little bunched up when Shane Victorino is ready to come off the DL.
Yeah, I think that it might be a good thing, though. You know, they say too much of a good thing could be a bad thing. I think that only applies to Candy, not when you're talking about Gold Glove caliber outfielders. That's the exact problem John Farrell has. I asked him earlier today, with just how well Jackie Bradley's been playing as of late, is it a possibility that we see JBJ, Grady Sizemore, and Shane Victorino, when he's healthy and he comes back, all platooning the outfield? He didn't necessarily rule that out, but said, of course, with Shane being out, it hasn't really shaken out that way, but he didn't rule it out, guys. That's pretty much as locked down of an outfield as you can put out there, guys.
All right, Gary, as we head into the second inning, Donnie Murphy leading it off. Good problem to have if you're John Farrell. He just wants to get everybody healthy once again. Murphy swats at it, fouls it off to the right, 0-2.
Certainly good to see Shane Victorino back with the ball club, getting over the flu and the leg problem, and hopefully it will not be that much longer before he is back in the starting lineup. He's such a spark for the lineup that they truly have missed him.
Fly ball down the right field line that'll go foul beyond Canvas Alley. Yeah, the wise thing really to do when you had the flu is to stay away from the club, then go through the clubhouse very quickly. And they were able to keep that from happening with Shane staying away. Swing and a miss, and striking out is Donnie Murphy. Second K for Jake Peavy today.
2 strikeouts for Peavy, 1 on a slider to Moreland to end last inning. This time it's a changeup. That's going to pick up the strikeout for Peavy. And Victorino becoming a cheerleader today in the Red Sox dugout.
1 down in the second inning. Leonis Martin shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball 1. Martin, a .240 hitter coming into today's action. He started game 1, had yesterday off, and back in there for the finale of this 3-game series. Hitless in his last 11 at-bats. Well, Monday night on Nessa, don't miss the debut of 5 runners. After 26 grueling miles steps away from their dream of finishing the 2013 Boston Marathon, terror struck. The Boston Globe follows the 5 runners on their journey to finish the race on their terms. Don't miss his unique documentary Monday night at 9:30. Fly ball to left. Gomes there to make the catch for the second out of the second inning. Here comes Robinson Chirinos. Started last night, back in there again today. 2 for 11 so far for the Rangers catcher. And last night for Chirinos, a double, a home run, 2 RBIs. His second career home run last night. Lifts it foul off to the right, out of play, and it's 1-1.
And a nice crowd here this afternoon at Fenway Park. Fans still coming into the ballpark. This 4 o'clock weekday start at Fenway.
Popped up foul, back and out of play. And you're here. There were a lot of day games, I remember, in April, right? At home?
There were all-day games in April at one point a long, long time ago. And, of course, those were not the days where we were drawing fans like they do now here at Fenway Park. I like last night's idea, starting it at 6 o'clock early in the season.
1-2 down on the ground, but foul. Now, Felix Dubron, I don't think liked the early start too much last night. He ends up going 2 2/3 and gives up 5 runs, 6 hits, but started well. First 2 innings went well. Third inning ran into trouble, giving up 5. Missing away, and Peavy now.
That's a couple that Peavy thought he had on the outside part of the plate, but not getting the call, according to the Mika pit zone, just a bit outside.
strike three call, and Chirinos didn't like it. Third strikeout for Peavy. A 1-2-3 inning for Peavy. Mike Napoli, he'll be coming up to lead it off. Red Sox Nation enjoying this late day baseball game from Fenway Park as the Red Sox and Texas Rangers play into the bottom of the second inning without a score. Good to see CJ Patty from 128 Volvo hanging out here at the ballpark today. Mike Napoli, Xander Bogaerts, and Daniel Nava coming up. Center fielder Leonis Martin over towards right center. Big gap out there in left center. This one fouled off to the right, out of play. Let's take a look at our Chevy key player, Mike Napoli. Last 4 games hitting at .473. A home run, 4 RBIs. A couple of runs driven in, and the last 2 games, back-to-back games with 3 hit games. Robbie Ross pours in another strike, and it's 0-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Napoli. Bogaerts, then Nava here in the second inning. On the ground, foul, and we'll do it again here. 2-2. Looking for a youngster. I think they found one.
Came down a long way to get that one.
This one fouled off down the right field line, out of play.
What if you go down prior to the game and try to set that up with the ball girl?
Yes, listen, I'm going to be sitting up here. I'm 6 years old, and I'll be ready.
I would like baseball if it comes your way. I bet they do that.
Time call just as Ross was about to go into his delivery. Missing away, full count. 8-pitch at bat here for Mike Napoli already. And it's a walk for Napoli, first base runner of the day for Boston.
Good at bat for Mike Napoli. Sees a lot of pitches, draws the walk. Napoli off to a terrific start offensively for the Red Sox.
There's Xander Bogaerts doing all right himself, hitting at .310 coming into today's game. Ball one to Bogaerts. Alexander getting in 18 regular season games last year at shortstop and at third base for Boston prior to the postseason. Ended up hitting .250 during the regular season for the Red Sox. And coming into the year, he was the number 2 prospect in Baseball America prior to the season, with Jackie Bradley Jr. being number 1, and they're both here. Strike called, and it's 2-1 to Bogaerts. Just outside. Chirinos tried to bring it back to the corner, but it's now 3-1 to Bogaerts.
Trying to wear out the outside corner on those last 2 pitches to Bogaerts. Shading him slightly toward the opposite field and center field is Leonis Martin.
Ball 4, back-to-back walks allowed by Robbie Ross. This will bring out Mike Maddox with the back-to-back walks. Now, Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Grind's Coffee Pouches, the healthy alternative to tobacco for professional baseball. For more information, visit getgrinds.com today. Now Mike Maddox trying to calm him down after walking Mike Napoli and Xander Bogaerts.
Now, one thing the Red Sox would like to do today is stay away from the double plays that they did last night. They had their share of them.
5 of them in all in last night's game.
A lot of rally killers in that game last night.
2 on, nobody out, and Daniel Nava the batter. Over the inside corner for a strike to Nava. Nava with 2 hits in his last 7 at bats. That's after he had 2 hits in his last 22 at bats. So far made appearances in right field, at first base, and in left field so far this year.
And so far this year, Nava with 1 hit from the right side of the plate. 1 for 7.
There's strike 2. Sign from Brian Butterfield. Base runners and at the plate Nava with Napoli at second base, Bogaerts at first. Bluff to second base has Napoli diving back to the bag. No throw. In there for strike 3. Nava frozen on it, and there's the first strikeout for Robbie Ross on the first out of the second inning.
Looks like that ball had a little bit of a cut on it right toward the end, and it cut right over the middle of the plate.
Totally surprising Daniel Nava.
Two on, one away, and Ryan Roberts coming up. 0-for-2 last night in his Red Sox debut. Last year participated in 60 games with Tampa Bay. Was up and down 4 times last year with the Rays at 247. Roberts in 8 career Major League seasons has seen time at third base, second base, left field, first base, and right field. And takes a pitch down low, 2-0. Did go 0-for-2 last night, but he did walk twice after being signed by the Red Sox as a free agent on Monday. Swinging a foul off the catcher Chirinos. 2-1.
Good cut on the 2-0 fastball right there by Roberts, but fouled off that shin guard. And that has to sting a little bit.
To third base, Wilson will go to second for 1, on to first for 2. Well, the Rangers turned 5 of them last night. Their first double play of today has been turned. Able to work his way around 2 walks is Robbie Ross. We're through 2 without a score from Fenway. Nesson fan photo for a chance to be shown in our broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. Today's photo is submitted by A.J. Brown of his 2-year-old daughter, Remy.
Really?
Yes.
Very cute.
Well, this could be a fan photo right here, if Dad can figure out how to use the camera.
That looks like me trying to use the camera.
This one grounded foul by Josh Wilson, leading it off for Texas. Rangers batting here in the top half of the third.
Are we going to be treated today to a Don's view? Or?
We are. As a matter of fact, we have some video today.
Look forward to that.
I don't want to give it away, but it is getaway day. No one pitch in there for a strike hit. It's 0-2.
We're not going to watch you back, are we?
No, we're not. That's a rather lengthy process. This is only a 30-second video. As you know, packing starts several days before we actually go anywhere. Wilson strikes out for the first out of the third inning. That's 4 strikeouts now for Jake Peavy.
And 2 of those 4 have been sliders. Very good slider there from Peavy down and away. from Wilson for the strikeout.
What is today?
Huh?
What is today? Wednesday?
Oh, yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah,
because we got a 4-game series with the Yankees.
The
Thursday,
packing,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The beginning of the packing and the combination started on Sunday night.
I started late. I started yesterday.
Ooh. Shin-Soo Choo drops a bunt down the third baseline. It's a good one, but it'll go foul.
That's what you want to do if you're bunting down that third baseline. Try to make a perfect bunt on the grass or the line, and if it goes foul, you've got another chance. This is a nice attempt here by Choo down that third base line. It hits the grass first, but you can see the spin on it. And right there, that was an easy read for David Ross and Peavy, knowing that ball was going to go foul. I'm like you, Don. I need some more ties. If Joseph is listening, because I've already gone through.
Oh, you've gone through one time already?
Yes, I've already gone through one time, and I had to pack for the road trip.
But you don't have the same kind of issues that I do, though. I mean, you don't care if you wear it twice within the same season.
No, I don't. No, it's not that at all.
It's not that. I mean, you could start.
No, I don't need 147, 150 ties. I don't need that.
That's not necessary for what you do.
No.
But, yeah. So far, so good as Choo with a swing and a miss there, and it's 2-2. And on the hands, fouled off to the left, out of play.
A nice snag up there in the third row. Fan with a red jacket making a one-handed catch.
Two-two pitch. And Choo spins out of the way of a pitch up and in, full count. Tomorrow night, Red Sox will be in the Bronx to take on the Yankees, the first of 4 games. Clay Buchholz against Michael Pineda. Finally get to see Pineda after all this time on the DL. There's ball 4. Choo of the lengthy at bat picks up the second walk of the day for the Rangers.
And Peavy again upset. I mean, this has been about 4 pitches so far early in this game that he thought he should be getting, and he's not getting. A little conversation going on between David Ross, the catcher, and Baker, the home plate umpire.
One out, one on. Elvis Andrus, the batter. There goes Choo in the first pitch, and they may have him picked off the throw, and the tag is going to be there. He started off, taken off, and then retreated as up comes David Ross with a throw and picked off at first base, Shin-Soo Choo.
Well, that's 2 base running mistakes today for Choo. There he goes for second base. Must not have felt like he had a very good jump. Tries to retreat, but the throw is there from David Ross. A sweep tag by Mike Napoli before that hand gets back in the bag.
So that takes care of the walk. 2 down here in the inning.
So far, Choo having a tough time on the bases. He did advance to third base on a ground ball to the right side and just gets picked off.
On the ground up the middle, Pedroia diving, back up quickly to his feet, throws him out. Nice play by Dustin Pedroia again, back up the middle. Andrus and the Rangers are gone. Red Sox coming up in the last of the third. Nifty play turned in by Pedroia. As the Rangers and Red Sox are scoreless, David Ross going to lead it off. Jackie Bradley Jr., then Johnny Gomes. Robbie Ross, 31 pitches deep into his outing as he starts the last half of the third. Ross 2 for 6 so far. Pops it up, foul ground. Chirinos coming back. And he'll have a play as he makes the catch. Stayed in fair ground for him, able to make the grab here for the first out of the inning. Foul ground, but stays on the field. Looked like he was going to get the screen. One down. Well, there's only 3 games left in the Bruins regular season. Don't miss a minute of it. The action continues tomorrow night when the Bruins visit the Winnipeg Jets for the final time this season. Tomorrow night at 7 on NESN Plus. Join Dale, Billy pregame, then join Jack and Brick and Jamie in Winnipeg for the puck drop at 8 p.m. To find your NESN Plus channel, visit NESN.com/NESN Plus. Pitch outside to Jackie Bradley Jr. 400 average, no homers, 5 runs batted in. Shadows not yet all the way to the mound as they've encompassed home plate.
Yeah, not great conditions right now for the hitters, that's for sure, with the Shadows the way they are.
There's a third walk allowed by Robbie Ross in 2 1/3 innings. He's able to work his way around back-to-back walks to begin the second inning, but now a one-out walk here to the number 9 man.
And 5 innings in his first outing, only had 2 walks with 7 strikeouts, but as Don mentioned, already 3 in this ball game now in the 3rd inning.
There's Johnny Gomes, who bounced out to the third baseman, Josh Wilson, in the first inning. Now Chirinos headed out to talk to Ross as he falls behind again, 1-0. This is the 5th game that Johnny Gomes has led off for the Red Sox.
We kind of talked about it in the open today, how the Red Sox are looking for somebody, John Farrell looking for somebody to kind of take this job over and become a more consistent figure at the top of the lineup.
In there for a strike, 2-1. Outside, ball 4, another walk, back-to-back here for Ross, and now 4 in 2 1/3 innings.
Well, this is really where the Red Sox got to make this hurt. I mean, last inning they had back-to-back walks, a double play to get out of trouble for Robbie Ross. 2 walks again here in the 3rd, and Ron Washington to the mound.
He wants to send this message himself. There's nobody warming in the pen. He sent the catcher back in behind the dish. This is a conversation Ron Washington wants to have in private. Did not send Mike Maddox out there. This is a message coming directly from the manager, one-on-one. Dustin Pedroia batting with runners at first and second, one out. Pedroia grounded out his first time up as he takes strike one. Line down the left field line, foul. Just outside the line, it's 0-2. Robbie Ross had a 1-2-3 first inning, then he walked back-to-back batters in the second before the strikeout at Nava. You got Ryan Roberts to ground into the 5-4-3 double play. After the first out of this inning, back-to-back walks again. And Pedroia grounds one softly down the third baseline. Ross will fire it away down the right field line. In from third base comes Jackie Bradley Jr. Gomes will stop at third, and the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. So Ross fires that ball away, knew he had to hurry, and ends up sailing it over his first baseman's head.
Yeah, really had no business even trying to make an attempt at first base. This ball was going to be a base hit for Dustin Pedroia. A breaking ball that's tapped down that third base line. And by the time Ross gets to it and spins around and gets back up, I mean, he really doesn't have any chance at all and just throws it away. And the Red Sox, no double play that time. As that should go as a base hit and an error on the pitcher, I would imagine.
Well, the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. That is the case. And David Ortiz jumps on the first pitch and fouls it back. He was planning on a first pitch fastball. He guessed right, but fouls it back. Johnny Gomes at third base, Dustin Pedroia at first base, one out, a run in. On the ground right side, Donnie Murphy will go to second for one, back to first for two, and the Rangers turn their second double play of the game, but the Red Sox get the game's first run on top 1-0. We'll talk Texas Tunes when we come back. 1-0 Red Sox on top of the Texas Rangers as we head to the top of the 4th inning. And the first pitch is in there for a strike over the inside corner to Prince Fielder. Leads it off for the Rangers. Fielder grounded out to second base in the first inning. This one popped up foul. Back comes David Ross, but will not have a play up on the screen. Fielder, the DH today, getting the day off defensively at first base. Mitch Moreland is there. Bouncing in from Jake Peavy, 1-2.
It'll be interesting to see Fielder in that ballpark down in Arlington when it heats up in the middle of the summer. That ball just flies out of Arlington.
Squib foul, still 1-2. He's looking to have a good bounce back here. Dave Magadan has found a new friend and souvenir for that youngster in behind the Rangers dugout. The 1-2 pitch. Popped up foul. That'll get back and out of play. Well, Jake Peavy in his career 0-2 in 4 career starts against Texas.
Oh, somebody went backwards. Take a look at this. I got it. Oh. Wow.
One, two, fouled straight back. It's amazing what people will do for a baseball.
For a baseball, yep.
Rip foul down the right field line, out of play.
I can't ever remember when I was a kid coming to games here at Fenway Park having a baseball coming anywhere close to where I was.
I had one. My dad got one when I was here.
You did?
Yeah, down the third base line. Swing and a miss, and Fielder strikes out. Sign up for Eastern Free Checking and receive a free house cleaning courtesy of MaidPro. Free checking and a dust-free home. Another neat idea from Eastern Bank. We're here, you're first. Details at easternbank.com/clean. I remember it was against the Detroit Tigers, and Enos Cabell hit the ball.
Enos Cabell.
Yep. One down here in the 4th inning, Alex Rios.
I had plenty come my way as a player, which a lot of times I didn't want coming my way.
I imagine it was much easier if somebody else would handle that more often than not. Sure, when you were going good, you didn't mind have stuff hitting at you, but when you were going bad, it might be a different story.
Yeah, you get in the bad slumps defensively, too, and you get to a point sometimes where it's like, please hit somewhere else. And it's not only you. I mean, it's the pitcher out there that you feel bad for. I mean, you just extending innings and making it difficult for them. And of course, you don't feel great yourself either about it.
1-2 is down and away. Trying to pick up that outside corner, missing again. Full count here to Rios with Mitch Moreland waiting on deck. Fouled off to the right. Peavy up to 54 pitches in his outing. 5 strikeouts. He's walked 2. Has 1 out here in the top half of the 4th inning. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Peavy. 6 in all, 2 down.
Yeah, Peavy has really good stuff in this ball game today. A good live fastball, good slider, a few changeups. That's the fastball to the outside part of the plate to Rios. And picks up back-to-back strikeouts here in the 4th inning.
Two down in the 4th. Mitch Moreland, the batter. He struck out his first time up as he takes strike 1. Chop foul outside of first. Well, for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation once again this season. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
Well, there's a souvenir that people would love to get at. Stuck underneath the top.
Swing and a miss, and Peavy strikes out the side. That's 7 strikeouts for Jake Peavy. 3.5 done, 1-0 Boston. Is brought to you by Brian's Coffee Pouches, your Subaru dealers of New England, and Eastern Bank. Last half of the 4th inning, 1-0. Red Sox have the lead. And a first pitch strike in there to Mike Napoli, leading it off for Boston here in the 4th inning. Napoli walked in the 2nd, one of 4 walks in the last 2 innings allowed by Robbie Ross. Red Sox run scoring on a miscue from the pitcher. Robbie Ross, who fired it away down the first base line. Now ground ball left side, ranging to his left. The third baseman, Wilson, throws off the mark, but time for Moreland to recover and tag the bag before Napoli arrived for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Mitch Moreland had to come about 4 or 5 steps off the bag to make the catch on that throw from Wilson, but still had time to get back and get Napoli at first base. There's the errant throw right there, way off the mark, but back in time to tag it is Mitch Moreland at first base.
1 out here in the 4th inning, and it brings up Xander Bogaerts. Bogarts walked in the second inning. There's a strike. 2-1 to Bogarts. Well, the Rangers have turned 2 double plays already in this game. One in the second, one in the third. And that is now 10 double plays turned in this series for Texas. Big factor last night when they were able to turn 5 in the game. Bogarts fouls it off to the right, full count. Daniel Nava waiting on deck with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Red Sox on top 1-0. And there's ball 4 in the 5th walk given up by Robbie Ross. You can still get something great for free, like free checking from Eastern Bank, which has no minimum balance or monthly fees. It's why at Eastern Bank, here, you're first. 1 out, Bogarts at first base. We play late day baseball here at Fenway Park as the Red Sox and Rangers wrap up their 3-game series. Daniel Nava struck out looking in the second inning, 0 for 1. There's strike 1 from Ross. Has only 1 strikeout, but he has walked 5 batters. Only 1 of the walks so far has turned into a run, but it's tough to pitch that way when you walk that many.
Yeah, that was probably part of the conversation when Ron Washington went to the mound. Look, you know, if they're going to make them hit the ball, you got guys back there behind you with gloves. Let them make the plays for you. Put them on free, you're gonna get beat eventually by that.
Runner goes. Nava swings and fouls it off as Bogarts had gotten a start. Nava grounds it foul down by the tarp. We'll do it again, 1-2.
Remember a couple of years ago, I tried to give you a lesson on getting signs from third base. We just saw Brian Butterfield going through a number of signs, and you know, they may look all complicated and stuff, but they're really not that difficult, depending on what set of signs, the type of signs you're using. And as a player, as a hitter or base runner, you should be aware of situations. That's why you should really never miss signs. You know, if you're up to the plate with the man on first, second steal, you can be looking for the steal sign, obviously the hit and run.
Now, you're a guy that was in the middle of a lot of that stuff, though. But, I mean, if you're like a middle-of-the-order guy who is not expected to do a lot of that stuff, you think they, you know, are really thinking situationally from time to time?
Well, they should be. And I think that guys do a better job of it now than they used to. Because you see a lot more of it going on, I think, now, starting to come back in that direction of guys in the middle of the order, you know, hitting and running. We just saw Nava taking a swing with Bogarts off at first base.
In the dirt, trapped by Chirinos. No advance for Bogaerts at first base. You're right, though. It does seem like the game is coming back to what it was before now that the PED use is starting to come out of the game.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Don. Certainly 100% on that. By the way, that sign means 1 out.
Nothing tricky about that.
No, you could pick that one up, right?
Again, fouling it off.
I think the easiest signs I've ever had in my life was Rene Latchman. And we were in spring training, and it was claps. 1 clap was a bunt, 2 claps was a hit and run, 3 claps was a steal. It was that simple. I mean, it was.
So he would go through a series of signs, but it was all about the clapping.
It was all about the clapping at the end.
Wow. Well, that's pretty easy to follow along.
You know, then he could put the hit and run on, put two claps, and then wipe it off. So, you know, it was some other type of sign. So it was. I mean, how could you miss those signs? It's almost impossible.
How often do they change signs?
Quite often, depending on the opposition sometimes. Obviously, for example, tomorrow you go to New York, and Ellsbury's there. So Ellsbury familiar with the signs from a year ago. Certainly they won't be the same tomorrow night as they are maybe today. And if you get pitched out on a couple of times, you may also change the signs. But a lot of times those stealing of signs comes from the dugout.
There goes Bogaerts again. Pitch down low. Chirinos' throw is going to be late. He slides by the bag, and then he is out. Tag applied there as Bogaerts slid past the bag. And it ends the inning as Nava also struck out. So that is the inning, a double play. 1-0. Red Sox have the lead through 4 innings. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Peavy. Swing and a miss, and Peavy strikes out the side. That's 7 strikeouts for Jake Peavy. Well, Peavy was 7 Ks here through the first 4 innings. He struck out the side in the 4th inning and ready to go here in the 5th. As the Red Sox have a 1-0 advantage, as it is Donnie Murphy, Leonis Martin, Robinson Chirinos. 6, 7, and 8 for Texas featured here in the 5th inning. Donnie Murphy struck out swinging in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Popped up. Pedroia racing out to short right will make the catch for the first out of the 5th inning.
Well, a double play to end last inning. Nava strikes out, and then Bogarts goes right by the bag at second base. He slides. He's got to be safe, but he just can't stop himself. Can't grip the bag with the hand, and is tagged out by Elvis Andrus.
Leonis Martin fly to left in the second inning. Oh, wild swing and a miss. 0-2.
Another good slider from Peavy.
Martin 0 for his last 12. Taps it foul, gets a piece of Ross.
Ouch. That's one I don't care to see again.
Squibbed off the end of the bat. A lot of English on it. Roberts coming across, double pump, and it's late and it's wide. He throws it away. He had to hurry with Martin running, and Martin reaches first base. No further advance.
A little squibbed on that third base area, and Martin gets out of the box very, very quickly. You can see the ball almost running away from Ryan Roberts, and then with a lot of spin on it, when he picks it up, just loses control of it and throws it away. Fortunately, it did not go into the Red Sox dugout, so just first base for Martin.
It's only the second hit for Texas, their first hit since the first inning. And a base hit for Martin. 1 on, 1 out. Robinson Chirinos. He struck out looking in the second inning. Chirinos pops it up, foul ground as Ross and Roberts. It's Ryan Roberts who makes the catch by the third base coach's box for the second out of the inning. Let's send it down to Gary.
Yeah, guys, the new Scion TC bringing us the poll question tonight. Who's your favorite musician from Texas? Sox 1, Beyonce. The Sox have put a couple of rings on it. Sox 2 and the eventual winner, George Strait the King. Sox 3, Kelly Clarkson. And our producer, Jim, a big fan of this last guy. Sox 4 for Willie Nelson. Text your answer 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Text help for info and visit Nesson.com for all the legal stuff.
That's a tough one, Don.
I'm going Willie Nelson.
George Strait jumps out quickly at 100%.
Yes,
look out.
Wow, but Beyonce right back at it.
Yeah. I like this is the part I like. I love this.
My guy Willie's not doing so good here out of the chute.
It's like a horse race, you know?
Tonight, Jerry will be on the road again.
Yes, I'm with you with Willie Nelson. And, of course, how do you look past Beyonce? I mean,
well, it's very difficult. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of leveled off a little bit, but
Willie's making a run.
Willie's coming up. There comes Willie. Here comes the bus.
Wilson fouls it off, back into the grandstand, off to the right side.
Love when Willie pulls up in the bus, the door opens, and the smoke comes flying out.
Josh Wilson struck out swinging in the third inning. There's a pop-up sending Pedroia to the outfield grass. He'll put it away, and that'll end the top of the fifth inning for Jake Peavy. Halfway through this one, 1-0 Boston. best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. We named our bulldog Remy.
All right, wow. Good-looking dog, isn't it?
It's a good-looking dog. A lot of people named Remy here today at the ballpark. We had the fan photo named Remy. All on the same day that you got your wig trimmed. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Ryan Roberts, David Ross, Jackie Bradley Jr. to bat in the inning. Jerry today decided to get his hair cut, apparently by a club hairdresser today with the team, which is kind of unexpected.
Well, you know, I didn't have a chance to get. I've been pretty busy, and I haven't had a chance to get to the to haircut. Mm-hmm. So it was driving me crazy. You know how things start to bother you?
Yes. Oh, I know.
You know what I mean. You know.
I know what you're saying.
And it's been really bothering me. So I just happened to walk into the clubhouse this morning, and the team barber was in there, and I figured maybe I'd jump in line and see if he could take care of me, and he did.
He took a whack, yeah.
Yeah.
All the way on the sides, everything now. You're all cleaned up.
Really cleaned up.
Very, very clean.
I think it was a 3. He buzzed it.
Right to your head. Yeah.
I think it was a 3.
Not as clean as that, but it's clean.
No, I didn't go that clean, no.
Ryan Roberts leading it off, bounced into a double play. Now it's a ground ball and one hop to short. Elvis Andrus gets it there in time for the first out of the inning.
But it does, because I'm graying on the side. It does look like I do have just like a rug on the top of my head.
A small animal has climbed up onto your head. So there's the difference. This is yesterday. This was Jerry's long wig, and this is the shorter style wig for the road trip.
Yeah. Now I'm supposed to look 10 years younger with the shorter hair, according to you.
At least. Look at that. Fantastic. I mean, you went from 61 to 49. Incredible.
Thank you, Don.
One down for David Ross. Ross fouled out to his counterpart, Robinson Chirinos, in the third inning.
You know how it is when you start thinking about things and you got to get something done, but you just don't have the time to get there, and you start looking at your schedule, and it doesn't work out when you get back from the road trip, and
right.
So just
it was eating at you.
It was killing me. You know, somebody had to get that haircut today. You know, or I was thinking about doing it on the road or something. I didn't know what I was going to do.
Oh, that really would have been a challenge. Well, for Ross, this is his 75th pitch of his outing. Did he go? They'll check. No, he did not, says Jerry Meals, first base umpire. Jackie Bradley Jr. waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the fifth inning on top 1-0. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Well, get in the swing of baseball season. Download the Red Sox schedule now. Visit NESN.com/schedule to import the 2014 schedule directly into your favorite desktop, web, or mobile calendar program. One out in the fifth inning, and a 2-2 to David Ross. It's grounded foul into the Rangers dugout. Over by Benji Molina. On the ground to shortstop, Elvis Andrus. 2 down in the inning.
A very well pitched game today, PB, for the Red Sox, and other than the walks that Ross has had, it really hasn't hurt him very much, except in that third inning when he gave up a run on his own throwing error.
That is the difference in the game with 2 outs here in the fifth inning. Jackie Bradley Jr. scored on that throwing error after he walked. Shows bunt and takes the strike. Chop foul outside of first base, 1-2 to Jackie Bradley Jr. Center fielder Leonis Martin over towards left center for Bradley to go the other way. See a lot of sunshine still out there in right center field. The backdrop for the batter is both the pitcher's mound and home plate, compassed by the shadows. High for ball 3. Inside, ball 4, and down to first base goes Bradley. So that is the 6th walk given up by Robbie Ross today.
It's hard to believe 6 walks already in this ball game, but only 1 run up there for the Red Sox. Second time that Bradley has walked out of that 9 spot. Lefty against lefty.
And 2 down, Bradley at first base, and Johnny Gomes, the top of the order, bats. Gomes has grounded out to third base and walked. Now from first base, Mitch Moreland heading over to talk to Robbie Ross. Gomes tried to hold up. Did he? No, he did not. Goes around, says Jerry Meals.
Take a look from the side on that swing. Did he go? Very close. Not so sure that he did.
Snap throw over to first base, and Bradley back to the bag.
Moreland obviously telling Ross to pay attention to that runner at first base with 2 outs, expecting Bradley to maybe try to get in scoring position with a steal.
Gomes takes strike 2, 1-2. Six walks allowed by Robbie Ross. Only 1 has turned into a run to this point. Pitch count rising, though, as a result. 1-2 is a swing and a miss. Strikes out Johnny Gomes to end the inning. That's the 3rd K for Ross. It's getaway day, Jerry. Not by train, but by plane. We'll tell you more when we come back. have a 1-0 lead. A lot of youngsters here around the ballpark today with this 4 o'clock start time at Fenway. Shin-Soo Choo leading it off for Texas. And he'll take ball 1 inside from Jake Peavy. Choo doubled in the first inning, walked in the third inning. Choo has one of only 2 Texas hits. .70 pitches for Peavy, working to his first batter here of the 6th inning. Choo will foul it off himself, and he's down 1-2 as he stumbles out of the box.
Fouling off the changeup from Jake Peavy and bounces it right off that right foot, it looks like.
Shin-Soo Choo from South Korea. Last year, remember, the Cincinnati Reds. First year with Texas. Outside, 2-2. John Daniels, the general manager of the Texas Rangers, and really an overhaul here for the Rangers. A lot of new faces on this Texas Rangers team in 2014. A little bit low, and it's a full count. Outside, ball 4 to leadoff walk for Shin-Soo Choo. Second time he has walked in the game, and that is the 3rd walk given up by Peavy.
Foxwoods Resort Casino is the official resort casino and proud partner of the Boston Red Sox.
Lead runner on for the Rangers here in the 6th inning. Shin-Soo Choo walks, and it brings up Elvis Andrus, 0 for 2 in the game. Andrus grounded out in the 1st inning, grounded out in the 3rd inning. There's strike 1 to Andrus. Andrus has had a tough time defensively so far this year. He's tied for the American League lead in errors. 3 errors so far. Did not make his 3rd error last year until May 22nd. Went to 3 errors out of the gate here in the first week of the year. Throw to first and back is Choo to the bag.
Choo does not have a steal on the season. Remember last time, looked like he wanted to go, then changed his mind and got picked off first base by David Ross.
Low throw dug out by Napoli, and then a hop up over the runner.
Nice play there by Napoli, keeping that ball from going down the right field line.
Strike 2, 1-2 to Andrus. Only 2 hits allowed by Jake Peavy. Shin-Soo Choo with a double in the 1st inning. Leonis Martin with a single in the 5th. Has 7 strikeouts. He's walked 3, including a leadoff walk to begin this, the top of the 6th inning. Inside, 2-2. Prince Fielder on deck. Already 0 for 2 today. Little number in front of the plate. It is going to be Ross firing to first for the out. On a fair ball, and up to second base goes Chu. 1 out in the inning.
Seen a couple of those today just die in front of home plate. The one by David Ortiz early in the ball game, and this most recent one here just hits right in front of home plate. Stays in fair territory as David Ross picks it up. He had no chance at second base. That's where he took a look first. And then goes to first base to get the sure out. So the potential tying run gets in a scoring position. A little look towards second, but no chance of getting the out there.
One down, Chu at second base. Prince Fielder the batter. He has to dance out of the way on a pitch down and in. Fielder grounded to second base in the first inning, struck out swinging in the fourth inning. Roberts on the left side of the infield, everybody else to the right side here on Fielder on the shift. And down and in again, 2-0. Fielder fouls it off over by the Red Sox dugout. Well, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, never forgets that before you're a patient, you're a person. Beth Israel Deaconess, human first. Learn more at bidmc.org/human first. Action for the first time for the Red Sox, and Miller is just up. Chopped right side, tough hop, but it's picked by Pedroia nicely as he fires to first for the out. Chu moves along to third base, 2 down.
Yeah, Fielder hits a lot of those ground balls with topspin, and you could see that last hop on Dustin Pedroia just really kind of explode on him, but he's able to make the play off to the side, and of course plenty of time to get Fielder at first base, who does not run well. But he has that slight uppercut swing, and that results in a lot of ground balls that have topspin on it.
Two outs, Chu at third, and Alex Rios the batter. Rios walked in the first inning, struck out swinging in the fourth inning. Outside corner, 1-1. Chu walked to begin the inning. A ground out got him to second. A ground out gets him to third. Second time that he's been to third base. He was there and left there in the first inning when Peavy struck out Mitch Moreland to end the first. Texas has left 3 men on through the first 5 innings. Rios hits a high fly ball to left field, playable for Johnny Gomes in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch. It ends the inning. They leave Chu at third again. We're through 5.5, 1-0 Boston. supply delivery. WB Mason same-day service can't be thrown out. Call by 11:30 a.m. and your order's delivered that same afternoon. Who but WB Mason? They play on to the bottom of the 6th inning back at Fenway Park. And Jerry, we mentioned that today is getaway day, and not everybody gets to see behind the scenes. This is what it looks like when a major league team travels. A lot of bags. A lot of bags to be packed up for this trip to New York, and mine is usually the first one that goes right away, Jerry.
And yours, according to everybody, is the heaviest.
Right. Jared Pinkel's right there grabbing my bag. It goes first every time. Not David Ortiz, not John Farrell. Mine. My bag goes first.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Probably because it's the heaviest.
It doesn't actually go first. Jared knew that I was videotaping at the time, so he took my bag first to the truck.
It is quite an experience, getaway day and travel day for a Red Sox party. Thanks to Jack McCormick, everything runs smoothly, and it's quite an experience. A lot of bags, a lot of equipment, a lot of video stuff that's going to be carried around.
A lot of stuff goes.
A lot of stuff goes wherever we go.
90th pitch for Ross, and it's going to miss to Pedroia. 2-1. A guy we've not seen in this series yet, Alexei Gondo, up in the pen for Texas. Foul back, full count. Red Sox holding on to a 1-0 advantage. Here's they bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Boston has been held to just 1 hit today by Robbie Ross, who has walked 6 along the way. Pedroia's got that 1 hit. Now he'll foul this off to the right. Well, hey, Red Sox Nation, want the inside scoop from Dunkin' Donuts? Follow at Dunkin' Boston on Twitter for tweets about exclusive contests, news, and more happening in Boston, Worcester, Cape Cod, Southern New Hampshire, and everywhere in between. Follow at Dunkin' Boston on Twitter today. The Red Sox run on Dunkin'. 3-2 pitch to Dustin Pedroia. And a swing and a miss. Ross strikes him out. 4th strikeout for Robbie Ross. 1 down here in the 6th inning.
That fastball on the Amica pit zone, just on the outside part of the plate. No contact by Pedroia. You look at that scoreboard right now, and I mean, just 1 hit for the Red Sox, and that was an infield hit by Dustin Pedroia.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. Ortiz takes the pitch inside. David hit a number in front of the plate, was thrown out by the catcher Chirinos in the 1st inning. Grounded into a double play in the 3rd. There's a strike, 2-1. Look at the pitching line for Robbie Ross, nearing 100 pitches at 97. 6 walks. Ortiz jolts this towards center field. On the run is Martin. He is not going to get there. It's off the garage door. Ortiz heads for second base. Throw coming back in off the mark. And David goes into second base standing with a 1-out double. That's the 2nd hit of the day for Boston.
That ball really crushed by David Ortiz against that crosswind, too, on a line out towards center field. That ball a little bit toward the outside part of the plate, as you can see, and Ortiz hooking the ball. towards center field, off that garage door, and walking into second base is Big Poppy as Ron Washington walks out of the dugout for the Texas Rangers.
Well, he's had Alexei Ogando up in the pen. And so far, he's not taken the baseball yet. And he will now make the move. So Robbie Ross done after 5 1/3 innings, giving up just the 2 hits. Responsible for David Ortiz at second base, but he's going to go get Alexei Ogando here to come on to face Mike Napoli, who'll be the next batter. So Ogando making his way in. Ogando has been used in all different capacities. It's time now for the Xfinity game summary. And a look at the pitching lines for both starters. Jake Peavy was 7 Ks so far in the first 6 innings for him, and 6 shutout innings at that for Peavy. And Jake Peavy had a total of 87 pitches through the first 6 innings. David Ortiz just picked up the Red Sox second hit of the day with his double off the center field wall. And he's at second base with 1 out here in the 6th inning.
Been a good ball game here this afternoon from Fenway Park. Very close, 1-0 game. Only 4 total hits in the game, so pitching dominating. The only problem Ross had was with some walks, but it really only cost him 1 run in the game. And of course, Ortiz, Ross's responsibility at second base.
Alexei Ogando stretched out the entire spring as a starter. His call to the bullpen brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. And it is Alexei Ogando who's moved to the bullpen late in camp and has worked an inning and 2/3 of scoreless pitching last time out. 3 innings overall. Mike Napoli, the batter. Former teammate of his when Napoli was on the Rangers. In the air to shallow center. Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, backpedaling to his left, makes the catch for the second out of the 6th inning. Takes Ogando 1 pitch to get rid of Mike Napoli. Send it down to Gary.
Guys, we know there's a ton of savvy veterans on this team, but how about the youth movement led by this guy, Xander Bogaerts, and his other fellow rookie, Jackie Bradley Jr.? Those two coming into yesterday's game had the top 2 batting averages on the team. Mike Napoli, of course, creeping his way up there. How about Jackie Bradley Jr. batting .400, second on the team with 5 RBIs? So certainly the youth, it is our future.
No doubt about it. The Red Sox going with more youth this year, getting to see it up close and personal. And first pitch is a little bit high, ball 1 to Bogaerts. And I think, Jerry, one of the question marks heading into this season is the youth of the Red Sox and how they do.
I think it was planned all along that Jackie Bradley in particular was going to get that start in center field. It eventually went to Grady Sizemore, who had a terrific spring training, but Bradley off to a very good start. And the Red Sox, no interest in bringing back Stephen Drew, going with Xander Bogaerts as the shortstop. And he's also off to a very good start.
A 1-1 pitch to Bogaerts. This is a little bit high, 2-1. Bogaerts has walked twice. All that was against Robbie Ross. in there for strike 2. Look at the numbers so far for Bogaerts and Bradley Jr., and this is updated as of their results today. One hitting .310, one hitting .400. Bogaerts strikes out. Nasty pitch from Agando. Down and away, strikes him out, ends the 6th inning. Red Sox lead it 1-0. To the 7th inning. Leading it off is Mitch Moreland on a pitch that runs away. Moreland 0 for 2. He struck out twice against Peavy. 2 of the 7 strikeouts in this one for Jake Peavy. Action in the Red Sox pen as Shinichi Tozawa begins to warm up. .2-0 pitch. High drive to right field. Nava turns, headed back, and that ball is gone into the bullpen. Mitch Moreland's first home run of the year ties this game with one swing of the bat. It's 1-1. That got out of here in a hurry to right field.
Well, that is the 3rd career home run that Mitch Moreland has had against Peavy. Peavy had the better of it the first 2 at bats, striking him out on sliders. This time Moreland gets the best of Peavy, a fastball that time, and hooks it hard on a line into the bullpen for the home run.
Now Donnie Murphy, did he go? No, he did not, says Jerry Meals. Well, Mitch Moreland had been frustrated, striking out twice prior to that home run. On the ground, left side to short. Bogaerts gathers and throws for the first out of the 7th inning. Scoop, scoop, scoop for the home team with delicious Hood Red Sox ice cream. Catch your favorites in the freezer aisle today. Always good, always Hood. One out in the 7th inning, and Leonis Martin coming up for Texas. Runs up, shows bunt, takes ball 1. So now it's the Rangers 1 run on 3 hits and an error. Red Sox a run on 2 hits and no errors. Laced foul. And Martin fouls it off himself and goes down in a heap. Had the protective shin guard on, but it gets him in the foot. The unprotected area. On the ground down the first base line, foul. Skips in for ball 2, 2-2. Jake Peavy working here into the 7th inning with 1 out. Jake Peavy with 94 pitches in his first outing against Milwaukee in the home opener. This is pitch number 100. Full count now to Martin. And a swing and a miss. Martin down by way of the K. 8th strikeout for Jake Peavy. It's time for a Toyota game break and Tom Caron. TC? Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Back here at Fenway Park, which is filled up very nicely as the game has gone on. Red Sox here and the Rangers playing in the 3rd and final game of the 3-game series. On a 4 o'clock start time here in Boston today. Red Sox had a 1-0 lead coming into this, the 7th inning, but the game now tied 1-1 with 2 outs in the 7th, and Robinson Chiriso, after an 0-1, fouls it off. 0-2. That may have hit him, but he also was swinging. And Ron Washington's coming out to argue now.
Take another look at this. Is there a swing? There is a swing. No question about that. Before, if it did hit the elbow. Right now, Washington looking in to see if he's going to challenge this.
Thumbs up from Tim Bogart to challenge it.
I don't think you can challenge
it. No, I don't think you can
swing.
either. No, you can't. I think Ron wanted to, but it's unchallengeable.
Yeah, you can't challenge a check swing.
It was a swing, and I think it may have gotten the elbow. So an 0-2 pitch now, and it is inside 1-2. You can review if you're hit by a pitch, but they checked with the first base umpire. Mills said he went around, and that's all that matters. So hit by pitch is something you can review, but it was clear that he swung, so no reason to review it. Ball high, 1-2. Ground ball softly hit down the third baseline, foul. Gulf Electricity, they're powering Fenway Park, and they can power your home too. Visit gulfcity.com today. Wally taking in the game from behind the dugout. 2-2 pitch to Chirinos. He'll have to wait as he backs out. Tazawa has been joined by Miller in the pen. This game is now tied thanks to the solo home run by Mitch Moreland to begin the 7th inning. 3-2 pitch. And that's ball 4. Down to first base goes Chirinos. 4th walk given up by Jake Peavy.
And that pitch count getting up there now at 109 for Peavy. Looks like there might be a pinch hitter as Wilson appears to be being called back.
Well, the ace ticket pitching line, 6 2/3 for Jake Peavy. 3 hits, 1 run. He has walked 4 and struck out 8. And on 109 pitches, John Farrell's going to make the change as he pops out of the dugout here to make that change. With 2 outs and Chirinos at first base. That'll be the day for Jake Peavy, pitching very well here today, but again, no run support. Zawa takes over on the mound. Fifth appearance without giving up a run. He's worked 4 innings, giving up 4 hits, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Opponent sitting at .235 against Zawa.
Well, that's the second very good game that Peavy has pitched here at home on this homestand. Of course, he was the opening day starter against Milwaukee, going 6 innings in that game, giving up 2 earned runs, and getting into the 7th today, giving up just a home run to Moreland.
Well, Kevin Kuzminoff is going to be the pinch hitter coming up here.
And he was just activated today as Beltre, I believe, was put on the disabled list with a quad problem.
Had to come out of the game last night with it. Well, look at the poll, and our guy Willie Nelson running away.
Yep, sure is. 43%. Beyonce not doing well in the state of Texas at 16%. George Strait, he just got on. I was watching the Country Music Awards recently, and I think he just got honored for something, 29%, and Kelly Clarkson, I think American Idol fame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if George Strait was being honored or was one of the honorees.
Yeah, 2 down, a runner at first. Kuzminoff the batter as he takes over for Josh Wilson, who was batting in this spot. Wilson had been 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop out. Numbers from 2011 for Kuzminoff with Colorado and Oakland. Combined in 73 games to hit .235. We're talking about Beltre, who left last night's game. His third at bat. Due to tightness in his left quad muscle, he returned to Texas this morning, and further tests were going to be followed. So they placed him on the DL. Strike over the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Kuzminoff, 32 years of age, from Evergreen, Colorado. Broke into the big leagues with Cleveland in 06. Signed by Texas as a minor league free agent. Swinging a foul tip, 2-2. Spent all of last year at AAA New Orleans.
Live fastball hit from Tazawa at 93 miles an hour. Up and away from Kuzminoff.
Moreland homer to begin the inning. Donnie Murphy grounded out. Leonis Martin struck out. A walk to Chirinos, which chased Peavy from the game. Shinichi Tazawa dealing here with Kuzminoff, the pinch hitter, with 2 outs. The 3-2 pitch. And this is into right field, a base hit. As Chirinos heads for third, the throw goes into second base, and Texas has runners at first and third now at 2 down. Pinch hit single for Kuzminoff, and first action of the big since 2011. He gets a base hit.
Yeah, did a good job running that count up too by Tazawa, and then eventually taking the fastball to the opposite field for the base hit. Fastball middle of the plate, inside out swing by Kuzminoff, and some first and third action.
Now Shin-Soo Choo coming up here with 2 outs, first and third. Texas has already tied the score, now looking to take the lead here in the top half of the 7th inning. There's strike 1 from Tazawa. Jake Peavy responsible for Chirinos, who's at third base. He walked him. Chirinos, the last batter that Peavy faced. Low for ball 1. Strike over the inside corner. And Tazawa jumps ahead 1-2.
Goes to the split-fingered fastball to pick up the second strike and run the count to 1-2. See Ross pulling that ball back up in the strike zone.
In the dirt, Ross able to block it, and it's 2-2.
Good job there by David Ross. Fastball down in the dirt, able to scramble around, keep that ball in his area, and not allow that man from third base to score. Kind of pushing that ball right up that third base line.
The 2-2 pitch to Chu. Check swing foul. First and third, 2 away. A run in for Texas already. And Chu fouls off another, and this at bat will extend to his 7th pitch.
The last 2 hitters have really put good at bats on against Tazawa. Kuzminoff a long at bat, eventually getting the base hit, and now Chu with a very long at bat.
In the air to center field, Jackie Bradley Jr. turning and then coming back over to right center to make the catch that ends the inning. Game tied 1-1. We'll see Daniel Nava, Ryan Roberts, and David Ross in the bottom of the 7th inning. Seventh inning as this game is now tied up. Back in the 3rd inning, the Red Sox would score on the throwing error by the pitcher. Robbie Ross throws it away, and Jackie Bradley Jr. is able to score the Red Sox run, and Boston moved on top 1-0. Only run that scored of the 6 walks allowed by Robbie Ross. Mitch Moreland on Jake Peavy. A solo shot to right field hits the back wall of the bullpen, and the Rangers just like that tied the score 1-1. As the Red Sox come to bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Daniel Nava, Ryan Roberts, and David Ross expected to bat. Alexi Agondo back on the mound again and proves strike one into Nava. Agondo came into the game in the 6th inning, was able to get Napoli to pop out and Bogarts to strike out. Came in a 1-out runner at second base situation, took care of business. Foul back, 0-2. Want to relive the 2013 World Series? You can with NESSEN's complete retelling of the Red Sox 2013 championship season in Band of Bearded Brothers. To get your DVD or Blu-ray, visit NESSEN.com/Red Sox DVD for a list of stores or to order online. No 2 is up and away, 1-2. Nava today has struck out twice. All of that was against the Rangers starter, Robbie Ross, striking out looking in the 2nd and swinging in the 4th inning. Foul back. Kevin Kuzminoff stayed in the game after pinch hitting at third base. Takes over for Josh Wilson at third. Seeing the bulk of his major league time as a member of the San Diego Padres. One, two outside, 2-2.
Agondo that time going to the changeup at 86 miles an hour. This guy's got a terrific arm.
Again, they had him as part of the rotation during the spring, but moved him back to the bullpen right at the end of spring, so he's stretched out like a starter. Strike 3 call. Nava takes it, and that's the 2nd strikeout for Agondo. Send it down to Gary.
Yeah, guys, we know these low-scoring games can almost seem like they're dragging when you get into the late innings, but the intensity in the Sox dugout right now is certainly on high. After that last half inning, they all came into the dugout, and they started all cheering for Jackie Bradley Jr., saying, hey, let's go, Jackie. Of course, he's scheduled to bat 4th this inning, so the Sox fully expecting to get something done right here, so let's hope they get it done.
And one down here in the 7th inning. Pinch hitter for Ryan Roberts, Mike Karp. Roberts had been 0 for 2 as Karp comes off the bench and takes a strike over the outside corner. Take strike 2, 0-2. And both have been right off that outside edge.
If you're Mike Karp, you've been sitting on the bench all day long. You're trying to get loose to pinch hit. The first 2 pitches are borderline strikes, and all of a sudden you're down no balls and 2 strikes quickly.
Karp has made 2 starts on the year, 2 for 6 so far with a double. David Ross, the catcher, on deck. 1 out here in the home half of the 7th inning. 1-2 to Mike Karp, the pinch hitter. And that is strike 3. Karp strikes out, back-to-back Ks for Agondo. In fact, it's 3 in a row dating back to last inning.
That's pretty nasty right there. I mean, that's 3 pitches that are just about unhittable on the outside part of the plate. Especially that 2-strike pitch right there. Mike Karp saw nothing from the middle in that at bat. Everything away from him.
Two outs here in the 7th, and David Ross, the batter. 0 for 2. He's fouled out and grounded out. He takes strike 1. Didn't go. This is first base umpire Jerry Meals. Lexi Agondo last year, 23 games, 18 of them starts, was 7-4 last year for Texas with a 3.11 earned run average. Slider, and it's 1-2.
Seems like no matter where you put Agondo, whether it be as a starter, a reliever, a closer, I mean, he's got that kind of stuff. Nasty slider right there to David Ross.
Close pitch, but called a ball. 2-2. He was a starter back in 2011, won 13 games that year, was 13-8. Two-two pitch. And a swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. He struck out the last 4 Red Sox in a row. Head for the 8th. Game tied 1-1. We'll get you some pop-up facts when we come back. Mobile app, download for free and start predicting every at-bat of every Red Sox game all season. Compete one-on-one with other Red Sox fans for a chance to win the pre-play Triple Crown. Well, the game tied 1-1 as we head to the top half of the 8th inning. Changes for the Red Sox. Now at third base, Jonathan Herrera after Ryan Roberts, who was hit for by Mike Karp. Herrera takes over at third. And the new Boston pitcher, Andrew Miller, into the game. His 4th appearance of the year. He's not given up a run in an inning and 2/3. Opponent sitting at 167 against the lefty. Through a scoreless 9th inning with 1 hit and a strikeout against Milwaukee. First appearance of this series against Texas, and this is the 3rd and final game of the series. 2, 3, and 4 here for the Rangers in the 8th. Andrews, Fielder, and Rios. Andrews takes strike 1. Oh for 3 today, the shortstop for the Rangers. He's grounded to first, grounded to second, and hit a little number in front of the plate last time up. One outside, 2-1. Line to right field, and it's going to get down over his Nava to play it as he tries to cut it off and does at the wall. Throw to second is going to be late. Anderson with a double to begin things here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, that gives Andrus now a 9-game hitting streak, and he had been quiet up to this point, but not quiet here in the 8th inning. Going to the opposite field and certainly far enough away from Daniel Nava where it's going to be a 2-base hit for him.
Now a chance here for Prince Fielder, who is 0 for 3 in the game. He's grounded out twice and struck out as he takes ball 1 a little bit high. Fielder getting the day off defensively at first base, DHing today, and his replacement defensively at first, Mitch Moreland, tied this game with a home run in the 7th inning. There's Moreland, who is scheduled to bat 4th in the inning. And a swing and a miss, 1-1. 94 on the fastball from Andrew Miller.
Again, Miller rearing back with that fastball, throwing it right by Fielder on the inside part of the plate.
Fielder fouls it off to the left. I remind you to bring the family out to the ballpark for one of the Sox Saver games this season. Select April and May days provide the lowest prices of the season, with tickets starting at just $10. To get your Sox Saver game tickets, visit www.redsox.com/tickets. 1-2 pitch on the ground up the middle. The shift on. Bogarts on the backhand gets it. And Fielder is retired for the first out of the inning. But on to third goes Elvis Andrus with 1 out here in the 8th.
Yeah, Fielder gets his job done by advancing that runner. Even with that ball up the middle, they're still able to get the runner Andrus to third base. As Bogarts making the play to first to get the out, but the all-important go-ahead run at third down with less than 2 outs. Red Sox pull the infield in.
Alex Rios, the batter, walked in the first inning, struck out in the 4th, fly to left in the 6th inning. Rios drives one to center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. in shallow center makes the catch as Andrus is going to try and score. The throw is going to be close, but not in time. Texas takes a 2-1 lead. Sac fly for Alex Rios, and Andrus gets in. The Rangers pull ahead 2-1.
Well, in that situation, you're just looking for something that you can lift in the air, and it wasn't all that deep, but certainly deep enough to get Andrus, who has good speed, home from third base. Looking for that ball somewhere around belt high or above, something you can lift in the air to get that run home.
So now the base is empty with 2 down. Mitch Moreland takes strike 1. His home run, the first of 2014. Into the bullpen in right field in the 7th inning. Tied this game. Now the Rangers have a 2-1 lead. Alexi Agondo, pitcher of record right now for the Rangers, was outstanding. Tired all 5 batters he faced, 4 by way of the K. To third, Herrera picks it on the backhand, and his throw is in time to end the inning. But the Rangers have pulled ahead as they grab a run on the top of the 8th inning to take a 2-1 lead. Lions will have clubhouse reaction, plus John Farrell's post game. You can't go wrong when you buy right at WB Mason. Only 2-1 Texas lead now as the Rangers have pulled ahead. Jackie Bradley Jr. to lead it off as the Red Sox come to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kuzman off in at third base. In case Jackie Bradley Jr. entertains any thoughts of bunting. Pitch outside for ball 1.
Eligando's been nothing but spectacular since being in this game as we look at Sox culture with Jackie Bradley Jr.
(2-0). You've been to Antigua?
I have not. No, I have not. I hear it's beautiful, though.
Well, Alexi Ogando has been terrific, retiring the last 4 by way of the K. There's more action behind him in the Rangers' pen. Neil Kotz, a left-hander, already seen in this series. In there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Johnny Gomes, then Dustin Pedroia here in the 8th. Did he go? No, he did not, says Chris Conroy, third base umpire, and it's 3-1.
The Red Sox desperately need to get that leadoff man on in this inning. No swing right there by Jackie Bradley.
Edward Mujica up for the Red Sox in their pen. There's a strike, full count.
Good idea, too, taking on a 3-1 count. Leadoff man late in the game, need a run. Make Ogando throw as many pitches as possible.
And there's ball 4, so a leadoff walk for Jackie Bradley Jr.
I like that at bat by Jackie. I really do. You know, taking that 3-1 pitch, make him throw some pitches, and eventually he draws the walk. So important here in the 8th inning.
A.J. Pierzynski is going to pinch hit here for Johnny Gomes. So Gomes had been 0 for 2 with a walk. Pierzynski coming off the bench. He's been hot lately. .333 average for Pierzynski and had the day off until now. Back-to-back 3-hit games for A.J. Pierzynski coming into tonight's action. He's 3 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI. And 6 for his last 8 as he stands in. One for 3 in his career against Ogando, as the teammates of Ogando's last year with the Texas Rangers. Throw to first and back to the bag is Bradley Jr. Ogando kind of slings it over to first base, side-armed, and back is Bradley Jr.
That's a little bit tough for a first baseman to handle. That's like throwing a sinker over to first base.
Pierzynski pops it up foul, back and out of play. A.J. Pierzynski, a .245 career pinch hitter. 4 home runs in his career as a pinch hitter. pitch out, nothing doing as Bradley remains at first base.
And it's really not a good pitch to go on there for Jackie because you got the 0-1 count, and there's always a threat of just that, the pitch out.
Brzezinski flips it down the right field line, falling fast and falling fair. Heading for third is Jackie Bradley Jr. Now he'll stop and get back to the bag at second, and the Red Sox have runners at first and second with nobody out.
That's a beautiful thing by Brzezinski, just dropping it right almost on the line down that right field line. Bradley wasn't quite sure whether the ball was going to be caught or not, so it was hard for him to get running at first base. The ball was hit high and not deep, and he wasn't sure Murphy was going to be able to get to it. Murphy tracks it down, and Bradley has to stop at second. But 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. As Jackie caught in the middle right there, just not quite 100% sure that Murphy, the second baseman, was going to get to that.
2 on, nobody out as they meet at the mound, and this meeting being broken up by the home plate umpire. Well, did you miss the Red Sox ring ceremony last Friday? You can watch the ceremony by visiting NESN.com/Red Sox. And while you're there, read more about your favorite team and visit the live blog. Mike Maddox out there a long time talking to Agondo. Well, Dustin Pedroia coming up. He is 1 for 9 in his career against Agondo, but the one part a home run. And a pinch runner at first base for the Red Sox. Brzezinski is run for by Grady Sizemore.
Red Sox have now used all their bench.
Two on, nobody out. Dustin Pedroia, the batter. Pedroia takes strike one.
Playing in tight at first and third for the possible bunt, but I wouldn't bunt Pedroia. Let him swing the bat. Left-hander warming in the bullpen for Ortiz. That's why the long conference on the mound.
Pedroia hits a hard ball to short that is to second for one. That's all they're going to get. That was hit hard, but Andrus made a nice play to his right, kind of falling, went to second to get Sizemore on the force out.
Yeah, that ball hit right on the button by Dustin Pedroia. Hit hard, but you can see Andrus dropping it, but still has the presence of mind to get at least one out at second base. Fortunately, that ball rolling in front of him where he could see it, pick it up, and make the throw to second base. Sizemore coming in hard to make sure there's no double play, but there was not going to be one anyway. So now we'll see lefty against lefty.
Agondo leaving this game responsible for the runners at first and third. Pitching change from Fenway with the score 2-1 Texas right now. by Griant's Coffee Pouches, your Subaru dealers of New England, Sullivan Tire and Auto Service, and by Southwest Airlines. Alexi Agondo responsible for the runners at first and third. Rangers have a 2-1 lead as they move on to their third pitcher of the day, the lefty Neil Kotz, into his 5th game of the year, 0-1 with a 5.40 earned run average. Opponents hitting at 250 against Kotz. Jackie Bradley Jr. at third base. Dustin Pedroia at first base. 1 out in the inning. Big Papi the batter. He'll take strike 1.
And just nod his head on that one. Take that one. That's a nasty pitch. Breaking ball on the outside part of the plate.
Tough numbers for David Ortiz against Kotz. 0 for 5 with 5 Ks. Just outside, 1-1.
Again, tempting for Ortiz, but just to the outside part of the plate. Just off the edge. That's a tough pitch to lay off, especially when you know he's going to work you out in that area.
Ortiz hits one high and deep to right field, down the line. Will it stay fair? Yes, it will. 3-run home run for Big Papi. Red Sox will take the lead 4-2 with one swing of the bat from David Ortiz.
Well, Don, you gave the numbers. Ortiz had no success at all against Kotz. The first 2 pitches he goes slider away, and then he tries to sneak a fastball by him inside, and that's the wrong thing to try to do.
Ron Washington is out to the home plate umpire to check whether it was fair or foul. And they are going to review this, I believe, and they can do that. Obviously, the fair or foul call down the line. We had to wait because it was one of those that cleared the pole up above. And the first base umpire, Jerry Mills, made the call, and they're going to check this.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I lost sight of that baseball. It was hit so high, and it's so tough from our angle to tell exactly where it goes around that pole. I mean, it sounded good off the bat. You knew it was deep.
They're going to take a look at this after getting together.
I'm surprised they would even try to mess with the Ortiz inside with a fastball there. They had been successful against him with breaking balls away. They try to sneak a fastball inside, and Ortiz, at least for now, has a 3-run home run. I'm not even going to venture a guess on this.
No, I can't even tell.
I can't tell. I absolutely cannot tell.
And they have stayed with it, a home run. So it is a 3-run shot, and the Red Sox take the 4-2 lead. Now Mike Napoli will bat. Well, that changes things in a hurry. So going from the pitcher of record on the winning side now to being on the losing side is Alexi Agondo. As the pitch up and away, Neil Kotz giving up the 3-run home run. One fouled off to the right, out of play.
Now you go back down to how this inning started, and it was a walk to Jackie Bradley Jr., a bloop by Przinsky, a ball hit hard by Pedroia that turned into a force out, and then a long home run by Ortiz.
Swing and a miss, and Napoli strikes out. So that is out number 2 of the inning. Red Sox have their closer now up in the pen, Koji Uehara. And when the Rangers come up, it'll be Murphy, Martin, and Chirinos scheduled to bat in the inning. A.J. Brzezinski, part of it also with his pinch hit base hit. This one fouled back. Xander Bogaerts has walked twice and struck out. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Four runs, 4 hits, no errors for Boston. 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error for Texas. On the ground is short. Andrus to the backhand. The throw is in time, and the inning is over. But the damage done. Red Sox scored 3 times on the 3-run home run by David Ortiz. It's 4-2 Boston. Texas Rangers as we head to the top half of the 9th inning. As the Red Sox and David Ortiz with a 3-run home run. David taking a good long look. He wasn't even sure down that right field line, but the home run call from the first base umpire Jerry Meals. They review it, and it is indeed ruled a home run. So the Xfinity game summary now updated as Jake Peavy left after 6 2/3 innings, not part of the decision today. Or is Robbie Ross the starter for the Rangers? Mitch Moreland had tied the game 1-1 with a solo home run off Andrew Miller, but the Red Sox have a 4-2 lead. Some changes for the Red Sox defensively now as Jackie Bradley Jr. moves from center to right field. Grady Sizemore, who pinch ran, now in center. And Daniel Nava moves from right to left field. First pitch to Donnie Murphy is in there for strike 1 from the Red Sox closer, Koji Uehara. Uehara's 5th appearance. He's not given up a run. 1-for-1 in save opportunities, and this is a save opportunity for Koji. Donnie Murphy 0 for 3 in the game. He has struck out, popped out, grounded out. And a swing and a miss, 1-2. The fastball that time from Uehara.
Elevating the 88-mile-an-hour fastball that time.
On the ground, knocked down by Uehara. He'll flip underhanded for the first out of the ninth.
Don, you mentioned the other day that big glove he's got. He needed all of that to knock down that ground ball up the middle. Fortunately, again for him, falling right in front of him. Nice underhand flip to first base for the first out of the ninth.
One down for Leonis Martin. 1-for-3 in the game. Martin with a single in the fifth inning goes to work on that shin guard. One-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. Uehara finished Monday's game against Texas, a scoreless ninth inning. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
That's a splitter from Uehara. Back-to-back fastballs, done the split.
Outside, 2-2. John Farrell was talking about it before the game. He came in to finish that game the other day in a non-save situation, but once he warms up, generally likes to come into the game. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Martin. 2 down in the ninth for Uehara.
Well, the splitter again. Not as low as he normally throws it, but certainly effective.
Jim Adducci pinch hitting for Robinson Chirinos. And he takes strike one. Red Sox trying to take 2 out of 3 from the Texas Rangers after being swept by the Milwaukee Brewers as part of this homestand. Popped up left side. Herrera into foul ground. Circles. He will make the catch, and the Red Sox win. Well, a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Koji Uehara makes quick work of the Rangers. The big 3-run home run by David Ortiz, and the Red Sox come away with a 4-2 victory. Well, for Big Papi and the Red Sox, much needed today after dropping that series to Milwaukee. So, Tom, the Red Sox take 2 out of 3 from Texas, and today finish on a good note on the homestand.